Give me 1 minute, okay? Hold on. Okay, so let's start with the after select bar we'll do checkbox and radio button. Let's go with that one. So first we'll see the checkbox and then we'll see the radio button. So let's create the checkbox. So we will be building the checkbox here. So to build the checkbox, maybe I can say hobbies. I'm trying to show the hobbies. Okay, so checkbox is something like that. Input type equal to so type will be checkbox for the checkbox, and then I will put the name. So the name will be the hobby name, whatever hobby name I want to I want to give. I will put it in a bit, and then I will just put this input checkbox. So for example, I will put few hobbies like movies. So I will put the name of movies here. Okay, and then I will put few more hobbies like traveling, and then I will put what I can put. Maybe I can say eating out. Here I will put eating, and then here I will say chess, and here I'll say carom. Okay, I am putting few hobbies. So right now I haven't put any React element for it. I just put the hobbies, and we will see how it looks, and then we will put more. So right now if I uncheck, nothing happens to the state variable, and we don't get any update on this one. So let's try to put in this state variable. So let's add hobbies, and since this is the checkbox I can put as the object, and I will mark which hobbies I want, and I will mark them as true or false. Okay, so let's do that one. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, now I have to use the React variable, this hobbies, to update the information. Since this is the checkbox, and I'm not interested in updating the name with the value for the checkbox, so I will write my custom function to handle the checkbox. I will say constant handle hobbies checkbox. So I'll create one custom function. Right now I'm forcefully passing the hobbies in the name because I will be updating only the hobbies. But if it is a generic checkbox, then I can change this function to some different name, that is handle checkbox, and I will try to pass this hobbies as a parameter here. But right now I don't want to pass it as a parameter. I'll just put E, and we will see what E comes as. E is E. So whenever someone will change the checkbox, I will call this function, and we will see what happened to the E, how the values are coming in the E. So this is my checkbox, and when I do any change, I will call that function. What is the name of the function? Handle hobbies checkbox. I will do that for all the checkbox. So for all the checkbox, when someone will change the checkbox value, I will call this function, and here in this function, I will see what is coming as E, and then I will write down some statement to update my state variable. This is my state variable. So I will update the state variable based on what E is coming. Okay, let's check it now. So first I will put eating out. When I put eating out, I get E, and in the E, I will go to the target, and inside target, I will see there is a key called as checked, and this checked is true. So that means when I will get checked equal to true, that means this is checked. Let's see what happens when I uncheck it. When I uncheck it, I will go to the E, and inside E I will go to the target, and inside target there is a checked key, and here you will see false. So this is basically affected with the check when I checked in or checked out. So based on this, I will create my state variable and update my state. Okay, so this is something you have to remember. Let's do it now. Okay, so we know that the value is coming as e.target.checked. That is what I want to focus on here. So what I will do, I will update the state form values. So I'll say state form values, and here I will create an arrow function. So I created the arrow function, and this will get one parameter, which is the current value of this state variable. That is, all this will come in the variable called as fv, and then I have to return an object, because this is the object. So I have to return the object. Now first I have to return whatever is current object is, that is this one. So how will I return the current object? By calling .fv. It's saying .fv, and then previously, if you see, I was just putting the name and the value, because we have the name and the value. But here, in case of the hobbies, we have to go inside the hobbies, and then we have to put the key value pair. So key value pair, for example, I have to say chase is true or false, or movies is true or false, something like that. So we have to go inside the hobbies. Okay, so we have to mark it chase or movies or whatever it is, how to update it true or false. So to go inside the hobbies, I will mark it as comma, I will say hobbies, and I will create curly bracket. Now inside hobbies also, I will take the default value of hobbies, whatever is the current value of hobbies is. To get the current value of the hobbies, I will mark it like that, f fv, that is, I will choose fv, and here I will say dot hobbies. So what this means? This means I will take the default value of hobbies inside the form value. So this is the form value. Inside that we have the hobbies, and inside that whatever it is there, I will take this as a default parameter for this hobbies. Here you will see, since we have to update the form values, I take only .fv. But here I want to update the hobbies, so I have to take whatever previous values of hobbies are there. Here we get a previous value. Maybe chase is false, eating is true, whatever it is. I want to take this previous value, and to take this previous value, I have to use .fv hobbies. That means form values hobbies. When I put .fv hobbies, it will take whatever inside is this object. Right now it's empty, so it will go as empty. So first I have to take whatever inside the hobbies is, and then comma, and here I will put this event.target.name. Here event is coming as E, so I will say e.target.name and its value. What will be the value? Value is this one, e.target.checked. So if user has checked it, it will go, let's say if chase is checked it, that chase will go as a true. And if movies is not checked, movies will go as false. So what we are doing here, we are taking the previous hobbies and we are updating with the new hobby which user has checked it. Okay, so this is something you need to understand. Some new thing is there. Here I am updating FE because I have to take the previous state. And when I am updating the hobbies, I have to take the previous state of the hobbies. What is the previous state of hobbies? Form values dot hobbies. I am taking the previous values of the hobbies. And then inside hobbies, I am updating with the name and checked. So what is the name? Name in each case will be movies or traveling or eating or chase. So we have this as the name, and the value will be whatever user has checked, it will be true, and if user has not checked, it will be false. So let's check that one. Now when I click it, you will see the form value has hobbies and it's saying eating equal to true. When I click this chase, you will see form values in the hobbies we have chase is true. All others are not displayed here because we are not updating it. And when I mark it again, so it will say chase is false. Okay, so this is how we update the value in the checkbox. So sometimes, when you are trying to edit it, you have to pre-fill with the default values. Okay, so you have to pre-fill with the default values, so you can create the hobbies with some default values. So for example, I will say movies as true and eating as true, chase as true, what other thing, traveling as false, what are the other things we have, carom. Okay, carom is false. So we can put some default values here, or when you are trying to edit it, you will get the values from the database and you can update it initially on page load with the value from the database. So now when I refresh the page, you will see it is not checked kind of thing. Though I have put true in the movies, I expect that movies should be true, traveling should be true, eating should be true, or whatever it is here. Traveling should be false, but everything looks false. I don't see checked item. So to see the checked item, we need to put one more parameter on each one, and that parameter is called checked. So the check parameter will tell me whether initially I have to check it or no. Also when we update it, then also it will say that whether I have to check that or no. But without even checked, when I update it, when I put the value here, it's working fine. But when on the refresh, it's not updating. On refresh, I feel that movie should be true, eating should be true, chase should be true, traveling should be false, carom should be false. So for that case, in that case, what I have to do, I have to use the checked parameter. And what will be the value of this check parameter? What should I put in the curly bracket? Can anyone tell me? What should I put in the checked? What should I put inside this curly bracket? So that whenever I refresh the page, it should be checked or unchecked based on the value true or false. Can anyone tell me what should I put here in the checked one, so that if I put true, it will always be checked. It will not be based on this value. I want to get the value from this one and I have to update that value there, so that it should be checked based on the value which I have in the state variable. So if I put checked true, it's always saying true. It's It's always true. I cannot uncheck it also. So what should I put here? So that movie should be true based on the value I have put it here. What should I put it here? Okay, so there is no variable called as movies or this. And this should not come with a negative sign. It should only have the positive one. So I want any other suggestion. Hobbies dot movies. So Anand has given the correct answer, but it's not hobbies. It's there's no variable called as hobbies. Okay, so it will not, hobbies inside the form value. So hobbies dot movies will not work. Okay, Ole has said fe dot hobbies. So fe is variable which is constructed here. So fe will not work. It will give the proper exact name which I should put. You are correct, but fe does not come here. Fe is only available here. There is no fe variable here. Okay, form value dot hobbies dot movies. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. It is form values dot hobbies dot movies. Okay, so this is a value I'm updating it with this function. So when we return it, we want to take this value. And what will be the here? Checked will be, what is the value? It will be hobbies dot traveling. So checked means when it will be checked. When this will become true, check will be checked, and when this will become false, check will be false. So we have to get it from the value which we want to show it. So we cannot put not here. If I put not here, it will be reversed. It doesn't make sense. Okay, let's try this one. For this one, I will put it as eating. I will put it as chase. I will put it as carom. Now, if I refresh the page, so it's only checking whatever is checked in my state variable. So like movies, eating and chase is true. So movies, eating and chase is true initially when the page load. But when I change it, it will grab whatever I'm doing. Okay, so this is how we do the checkbox. Okay, so so you need to add this part here. Maybe make it false initially everything. And then we have to create this input box. So just create input box for all the hobbies. I will give you 5 minutes to finish this part because this is little lengthy. Try to do one manually, then you can type copy paste other things so that it is easier to complete. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, I hope you have completed this one, and if it is not, then you can do it later. So let's do. Since this is the checkbox, let's try to do the radio button for it. So, for example, in the radio button, I will add the one state variable called as gender. Initially, I will make it as empty, and I will create a radio button here. So first I'll create a div tag, and inside div tag, like this is a checkbox. We'll create a radio button. So here I will say h3. Maybe I can say gender, and here I will create the radio buttons. So for example, input type equal to, for radio button we have the type of radio, and then I will also give the name. Name will be gender, because we are updating the gender, and then let's fill up the details in a short. First let's see what is coming. Okay, so we have some error. We did not close this div tag. Okay, now let's take this. So right now gender is there. We just have this one. We have to give something. So in the radio button, so there's little bit difference in the radio button and the checkbox. So let's put first all the radio button. It's for male, female, and maybe I can say other. So in the radio button, we need to also put the value, whereas in checkbox it is not needed. So let's put the value equal to male. This value will be saved in my state variables, and value is female, and the value is other. Okay, so these are the three values we put for three different radio buttons. We have male, female, and other. Right now nothing will happen because we have not written a code to update it, the state variable. Now here I will call onChange function, and onChange, when I onChange this radio button, the we can use the same function which we have for the input box, for the text box, that is this one. So radio button behaves in the same way as normal input box, so we don't need to change that one. So we will call that same function. Okay, so for the male, female, and other, we are calling the same function onChange. So whenever the onChange will happen, e.target.name, that is the gender, will be updated with the e.target.value. So if I have checked this part, it will be updated with other. If I have checked this part, it will be updated by this one. And if I check this one, it will be updated by this one. Let's see that one. If I check female, you will see the gender is going as female. If I click other, gender is going as other. If I go male, gender is going as male. So this is also same thing when we have default value. For example, default value of gender is male. So when I refresh the page, I want to show the male. Right now, if I refresh the page, you will see nothing is coming. Male should have checked it here. So there should be, since I put gender equal to male, I should see male already checked, but we are not seeing it. So to fix that, I will, for each radio button, I will also put the parameter called as checked equal to. It will be similar to what we have this one, like this one. But here it is only one single value. Remember, the radio button, you can choose either of three. But checkbox, you can choose one or all or many. So here, and in the checkbox, we have the multiple values. That's why I created the object. But with the radio button, I need only one value. That's why I created simple string one. This is the difference between checkbox and radio button. You will learn more about this when we will build lot of forms using radio button and checkbox, but you have to refer this page when we are doing it. So when I give you assignment, you have to go to this page and see how I have done the checkbox, how I have done the radio button. You have to use that one. So when I'm checking it, I'll say form values dot gender. So this checked value I have to put everywhere in all checkbox, in all radio button. So now if I refresh the page, showing other, it should show the male as the checked, but it's not showing it. Let's see what is the problem. Okay, so here is some error here. I have to compare something with this value. I cannot say, because this one in the checkbox, it was Boolean value, true or false. That's why it was working fine. But here, it's not Boolean value. Here we have the male or female, or we have the other. So we have to check this value with male, and if both are same, then only we have to check it. So here I have to do gender is equal to male. So when gender is equal to male, that is the state variable is equal to male, then only check it. Similarly, I have to do it for female. And similarly, I have to do for other. So now what will happen when I refresh the page? It will check if gender, state variable gender is equal to male, then it will check this. Otherwise, if it is female, it will check this. And when it is other, it will check this one. So now see, male is checked when I load the page. If I remove the male here, then it is not selecting anything. So based on this default value, we are updating the value in the radio button. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes to finish the radio button. You may take more if you want. Just let me know when you're done. Okay, so I think you might have done this one, both radio button also, checkbox also. So I will give you one assignment now. So you have to do that assignment. Okay, give me 1 minute. I will find one good form for you to do. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, so I will give you one form. You have to. So I'm not looking about the looks of this page. I'm just looking for the content. I will give you the URL in the link. 1 second. In 1 second. So legal last name. So I'm not looking the looks to be similar as this, but it should take the legal last name input box and you should put it in your state variable as we were doing now in the form value. So whatever it is, their gate and gender. So gender will be radio button. Here it is looks like checkbox, but it should be radio button. And all these. So namings are very important. You should not make other as I did. But here you will have to choose non-binary. You should not put only first name, legal first name. I want exact name as it is shown here. I don't need this information. I just need a form information. You can put only the title. Place of birth. This is also the radio button because I have to choose either of these two. I don't need to fill this one, if language other than English, I don't need it. Only you say what language does your child here use here and use. This is a simple input box. You don't need to put line in it, just a form, whatever we can build. So the only challenge is you have to build the same form with input box. Looks are not important, remember. I don't want looks like this one. Looks will be normal HTML because we have not done the CSS and we have not done the material UI, which I will be using soon for all the CSS work. And then describe the language your child understand. English, mostly the language, little English, English and other language, mostly. Okay, so this is also the radio button because you have to choose either one of them. Yeah, this is also same thing. Okay, so we don't have checkbox here, but you can add one checkbox as hobbies of the student, which is not mentioned here, but you can add hobbies as I did it. And you can specify a few hobbies in the checkbox. Okay, and here we don't have the maybe education. You can put education, and you can. Okay, I'll give you few things. First, I will give you the link of this page. I give it to you in the chat here also and in the React group also. So you have to build this and show me tomorrow. Okay, let me. Okay, so what additions you need to put, because those are not here. So first thing you can put as hobbies, as checkbox, because all the fields here are simple text box or radio button. So we need to put hobbies as a checkbox addition. Second, you can put education, and this will be as a select box, and you can choose only one option in this one. And third, you can put as profession. Profession is a select box, and you can choose only one option. Then you can add few more things as username. Let's consider this as a registration form. So put username also with text box, or we will put only email. Email as a registration. It is a text box. So these are the addition to the form, and you have to put password. So this is the password field. So just you have to, you have to change. There is an input button, input box. You have to just say type equal to password here for the password case. Rest everything will remain same as text box. So also you have to put confirm password. So looks are not important. It will be plain form like this. I don't need any looks for this assignment. Confirm password. Okay, this addition I will also put in the chat and also in the Telegram chat also. So just build this form and email me your page. Okay, so it should look like, it will be similar to what we build it here, but you have to build the fields which I showed you. And this page I will create this page as a link, so you can also copy the concepts from this page. So let me create a page in my MK Galaxy. I'll put this in one page and give you, so that you can refer it if you want, because those who have not written it, they will be lost. Let me share you that link. Okay, so this is the first form we are doing. I will be giving you 10 more forms in next week. So you have to complete all the forms. So next week you will get 10 more forms. Don't think this is the only thing you will be doing. We will be building many forms next week. Okay, so only thing, this is the sample which you can use to do your form. Okay, so I will give you that page also. That is this page. Whatever I have done, I will show you what is in that page. So this is the page. This is the same thing which I build it in my this one. Okay, app.js. This is the same thing. You can take help of this form as a sample, and you have to build this one plus the additional fields which I just mentioned. Okay, so tomorrow you have to send me before the class, and it will help you in building a lot of other forms. You know, this forms is very important. Every website has their form. So we should be doing a lot of forms next week, and we should be very thorough in the form. We will also do validations and look changes in few days, but you should be doing the forms, lot of forms next week. I will be giving you every day one form, and you have to build it in the React with the form variable, state variable. Okay, that's what for today.